My stepsister tried to steal my dad on my birthday, so I celebrated with her bio dad who hates her instead. I've told this story to my older cousin, and she told me to use her throwaway and post it here. My 16F parents broke up when I was 10, and my dad quickly started dating, then married my stepmom, Kim, when I was 12. Kim had 2 daughters, Savannah 17 and Kelly 18. I never liked Savannah. She was mean to me, broke my stuff, and would mess up my room on the weeks I would spend with my mom. She would hate it when I came back because my dad would spend one-on-one time with me. It got worse when my dad got me a lock for my room. She and Kim started lying to my dad when they went on outings that I wouldn't want to go, and I wouldn't find out until they got back and asked where they went. To his credit, my dad caught on quickly and started asking me himself. On days like Father's Day, Savannah would ask to have special time with my dad without me because her dad was absent. Kelly's dad is active in her life, so she's always with her bio dad for Father's Day. Her and I would fight, and Kim would get mad at me for not letting Savannah have time when he was her dad too. What always ended up happening is that we would all go out together. In March, my mom had a really bad accident, and I had to stay full-time with my dad. Kim and Savannah hated this because Dad was spending more time with me and going with me to visit my mom in the hospital. I turned 16 2 weeks ago and asked my dad to just spend the whole day with me alone. No Kim, no Savannah, just me and him. He agreed, but the night before my birthday, Kim lied to my dad that Savannah had an out-of-state track meet and that I was okay with them all going and spending my birthday there. He didn't check with me, and in the morning, I saw all the suitcases by the door. I asked my dad what was going on. He told me and Kim was there with Savannah, and they had smug smirks on their faces. I turned to my dad and said, "Did you really think I'd be okay with this after everything they've done and all the times they've lied about this?" He told me he was sorry, and he already said they had already gotten the hotel rooms. He told me to just go with them and we could celebrate there. I told him, "No, I don't really feel like spending my 16th birthday in a car for hours with the 2 people I hate most in the world. Just drop me off at the hospital so I could spend my birthday with the one parent that actually loves me." I could tell this hurt my dad, but I didn't care. Kelly was there and offered to take me and stay with me so I wouldn't be alone. I agreed, and my dad left after apologizing again, saying he would make it up to me. I told him he can never make up my 16th birthday, so not to bother. He left and I went with Kelly to see my mom. She stayed with me and we had a good time, the best you could have at a hospital. On the way home, Kelly told me that she also hated Savannah and told me that her stepdad divorced Kim when she cheated and Savannah helped her hide it. He still pays CS for Savannah, but he doesn't want to see her and neither does her family. Kelly showed me her phone, and it showed a conversation with Savannah bio dad Don about what they had done to me. Kelly still talks to him and his parents and loves her. He asked if we would join him and his parents for dinner. Kelly said it was up to me, and that despite Savannah's personality, Don, bio stepdad, was a good guy. Key, my revenge. I remember my exact thoughts were, I can't wait to tell Savannah that the dad who doesn't even love her anymore would rather spend time with me, a stranger than her. I said sure, and we went to the restaurant. They had a few more people there, aunts and uncles who also wanted to see Kelly, and I was a bit uncomfortable until they all welcomed me. They all wished me a happy birthday, and I quickly realized the dinner was truly all about me. They asked about my likes, school, friends. They even got me a cake and gift cards, which I wasn't expecting at all. All in all, I got $500 in gift cards. It was amazing, and they had a good time. Kelly insisted we take pictures, so we did. When the night was over, I went with Kelly home. She sent me more pictures. A lot were candids of me and Don with his parents. We were all clearly smiling and having a good time. At home, Kelly and I stayed up late, watched Netflix, and she told me how she was glad she didn't have to share her dad with Savannah. I got the idea to get the perfect revenge on Savannah by sending her the pics of me with her bio dad. Kelly thought it was an awesome idea, and that's what I did. I sent a few pics of the party with a text saying, "It's so cool that your real dad would rather spend my birthday with me instead of ever talking to you again." I sent a few more pictures, then turned off my phone the second her first call came in. About 10 minutes after I sent the pics, Kim called Kelly and she answered on speaker. Kim was screaming, and you could hear Savannah crying in the background. You could also hear my dad yelling to let him speak to me. I shook my head and Kelly said no. She hung up and we laughed. We watched Ghost Hunters and fell asleep in my room. At around 3 or 4 in the morning, I was jolted awake by my dad storming into my room. He woke me up and yelled at me, asking me if it was true I spent my birthday with Don. I said yeah, and we had a great time. They even got me $500 in gift cards. What did you get me? Disappointment? My dad's face fell and I realized he didn't even get me anything. He realized it too because he started apologizing. But Kim came in and started yelling at me. She wanted me to apologize to Savannah. I said no, and Savannah came in crying and shouted that she hated me. I was like, "It's okay. Your dad likes me and he's pretty cool. I can see why they all hate you too." Savannah fell to the floor sobbing and Kim tried to lunge at me. My father stopped her and told her to leave me alone. He yelled at her and kicked them both out of my room. He then asked Kelly if she would leave us alone to speak. Kelly was sleeping in my room too. She looked at me and I nodded, so she left. My dad said he was sorry. that he never regretted anything so much, and it hit him how bad he hurt me when he saw pics of me blowing out my candles with another family by my side. He promised me he would make it up for me, but I told him he'd never make it up to me. He asked what he could do, that he would do anything, and I told him to divorce Kim and never see Savannah again. He got angry and told me to be serious. I told him that I was serious, that I've hated Kim and Savannah, and it was clear they hated me. I told him once Mom got out the hospital, I would live full-time with her and never see him again. I then said that I was already starting to hate him too, and can't have him hurting me anymore, just to please them. He started to cry and apologize, but I kept telling him to leave me alone. I then hid under the covers, ignoring him until he left. The next day when I woke up, Dad asked to talk with me, Kim, and Savannah. Dad told Kim to apologize to me. Kim said she was sorry, but Dad pushed her until she said there was no track meet, and that she was sorry she ruined my 16th birthday. He made Savannah apologize too, who looked like she had been crying all night. All I said was, "Cool, I don't forgive you because I know you aren't sorry." My dad then said that if I don't forgive them, he was going to ask them to leave. I smiled and said, "Pack your bags," then started laughing hysterically. I told them I'd never forgive them. I took things further by telling Savannah, "It must suck to lose 2 whole dads." She began screaming and went after me. She got in a few shots before I grabbed her by the back of the head and slammed her face into my knee. She was bleeding pretty bad. Then Kim came after me and slapped me, but Kelly pulled away before she could do more. That pissed off my dad, and he told her to leave the house now. They only left when my dad said if she didn't, he would press charges on her for hitting me. She left, and my dad looked me over to see if I was okay, kept apologizing. He hugged me, and I hugged him back. But I told him that if he stayed married to Kim, it showed he never cared about me. He cried and just kept apologizing and told me he would make this right. We didn't talk much after that, and until I told him I wanted to see Mom. He took me and told me he would pick me up in a few hours. I told my mom everything that happened and she was pissed. She made me call my dad and told him that she would be pressing charges. She also told him I would be staying with my cousin until she was out of his house. IDK what was said, but I've been with my cousin since. It's petty, but I kept sending pics of me with Dawn to Savannah. But my cousin told me to stop because it could be seen as harassment. I've been having a good time here. My cousin has 3 kids, 10,7 and 4, and they really like me. We spend time watching anime or scary videos on YouTube. Yesterday my dad came to visit and he told me that he had to take me to the police station because my mom was indeed pressing charges, and she won a restraining order too. I talked to the police and my dad was there with me. My mom was there via Zoom as well as her lawyer. It was all pretty crazy. My mom's lawyer suggested that I not be allowed back to my dad's house unless Savannah and Kim aren't there. Then my dad dropped the bomb that Savannah is going to live with her grandma out of state until his divorce, yes, he's getting divorced, y'all, is finalized. Her dad wouldn't take her and neither did his parents. My dad dropped me off at my cousin's and once again told me he was sorry and promised to make it all up to me. Again, I doubt he can, but I guess divorcing Kim is a step in the right direction. As for now, I'm still with my cousin, her husband, and kids. I'm pretty happy here, and Kelly has come visit a few times. She told me she's living full-time with her dad now and getting ready for college. My school ends on June 3rd, and then I'll be on summer break. I'm really not sad at all about Savannah. I pity her sometimes, but sometimes I'm glad she's in so much pain. Idke, maybe I'm evil deep down or something.